What is up? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm back in the new shop, and the frame for the dually is in, so I'm gonna go pick it up here in a little bit. But we're just doing a little bit of dirt work on just by the shop here. I'll show you in a second. And I also got my tire changer and the air compressor and the balancer here too. So Dad brought it over here yesterday, so I'll probably mount this up. And then I also want to get the frame swapped on this diesel here. So I'm just gonna go show you what we got going on here outside. Just moving a little bit of dirt, and I don't know if you saw, there's right behind the shop here, there's this big hole, and I was like ripping donuts in it in another video, but I'll show you what we got going on here. So we're just filling in the hole right now, and then so I gotta have more parking right there, and then also there's kind of like, so I can cut the grass a little bit better on that side, and then gonna go move some trees around and stuff. And then there's also just a bunch of random piles of topsoil, so I'm gonna go flatten them all out, and just to make the yard a little bit nicer there. All right, so I actually just ran into town and went and grabbed that frame, but I'll show you. Dad's just now he's just pulling some topsoil over top of all the clay here. So this hole is pretty much all filled up, and we did cut down this hill a little bit too. And pretty much just filling it over all the clay now with some topsoil that he's dragging out from the field. And there's quite a big dip right here before, so he just filled it full of clay, then cut down this hill, filled this all up. Didn't really have to take out any trees, and then just I'm gonna plant all the grass, and then probably put a little bit of right behind the shop here. I'm thinking put a little bit of gravel, and then I'll have a tiny bit of more parking just like right here. That's kind of what I was thinking. And yeah, and then just plant this all the grass, and then where he dug all the clay out of the field there, it'll just be seed over that again. So Zeke's out here rolling in the dirt. And also go show you, we got a septic tank installed in the shop here last week, so I'll go show you that in a second. Ready, Zeke? Hey, ready? Alright, I'll show you, he's coming in here. All that tops or the clay up there. All right, Zeke, back to work. So for the septic tank, got that installed last week here. So I just put a clean out here, and then I was thinking of putting like right beside the shop, but since the outlet underneath the shop came out so low, we had to put this tank so deep. So I'll show you a picture here if I can add it in, and then end up putting the tank right here. And it's pretty easy because I think we're able to just dig and put the clay pile right there. But probably just let this settle, and then in the spring push some more clay over top of it, and then put topsoil over the whole entire thing, and it should look pretty good. And then just plant grass all here, and then same with the side of the shop. You just spread some more topsoil over everything, and then should be able to just plant grass. And then kind of want to put a seed can over there. But for the front here, yeah, this will just be gravel right where the clay is still, and then wherever the topsoil is, all gonna be grass, and then be grass over here. But it'd be pretty cool to pave, probably not gonna happen, but pave this where it kind of cuts in there, pave it straight, and then pave a big loop, I guess. So if anyone wants to pay for that, hit me up. Anyways, let's flip this frame over because it's kind of upside down and backwards. So I'll probably flip it over on the trailer here, and then give it a 180 and then just back the trailer into the hoist and pick it off that way, and then I can go pull that dually up beside it and I can start swapping everything over and see how fast I can swap everything over on that frame, and should get it rolling pretty quick here, and then I can throw the cab back on. And I think I have most of the parts to be able to get it to run, so probably start the frame swap tonight or tomorrow and see how long it'll take me. But just need to move a few things around here and I'll take the forklift and get this frame picked off here. Alright, so it's the next day here and I got everything switched around. So I got the dually sitting up here beside the frame and the new frame sitting on the hoist here. So everything looks good. They didn't damage anything in transport, so it should be good to go. And I guess I got to just cut this tag off here and I should be ready to start swapping everything over. So I'll probably start with pulling the box off here, and then after the box I think I'm going to do the motor, and then I guess we'll do the rear suspension and everything else. But kind of just need to take this box off first so I can see what's underneath here, and then take the motor out. So there's not much weight, and then I can just block everything up to swap it all over. So I think I can take this exhaust and engine all in one big chunk up until about here, I think. And then the rest of the stuff's all just small parts, and then same with the suspension. I'll have to put that all in first. So I'm just gonna pull the motor out, put it on a pallet, and then pull the box off and just put it on some stands back there. Alrighty, so it's the next day here, and yesterday I got quite a bit done. I worked about 6 hours on it, and I got everything but the front suspension and the steering and the diff pretty much swapped over onto this new frame here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just finish swapping all of this suspension, everything on here, and then I'm gonna put the cab on and the box can go on. And I'm just gonna leave the motor out for now because I want to put the front radiator support, or the front structure I guess they call it, onto here, because you gotta bolt it down when you go to weld it onto the cab. So it's just so much easier to line everything up when you don't have the motor in the way, and then you can just pop the cab back off and set the motor in. So I'm just gonna go finish taking this all apart, swap this stuff all over, which should just take me a couple hours, and then I guess I can pretty much just chop this frame up and throw in the scrap in. But here's the damage you can see. I kind of just kinked it at the weakest point right here on both sides, right where the little holes are, and it kind of bends there. So it didn't really get hit that hard. The front isn't really even that bad. A little bit of damage here, so I'm not sure exactly what they hit, but kind of pushed everything right up. But all the suspension, everything's fine on this, as far as I can see anyways. So I'll know a little more once I get it all taken apart, but just have a few things to swap over, but this stuff can kind of go in big chunks. So get it all over on here, and then I'll have a roller. I'm gonna have to just roll it out of the way so I can get the cab onto the hoist, and then you can set the cab and box right back onto the frame there. It should look kind of like a truck. So let's go ahead and get this stuff all swapped over. Alrighty, so the frame is totally swapped now. All the suspension is done, the box is on there, the cab's on, it's all squared up. So pretty much what I got to tackle on next is the front structure here. So that's why I didn't put the motor in here yet, because I want to change this front structure, get it welded on in place, and then obviously just lift the cab back up, set the motor back in, and then I can put everything back together, put the fenders on, the radiator, all that stuff in there. Just because when you're working on this front structure, it's a real pain to do anything with the motor in. So now I have all kinds of room, and look at how much the frame was bent up here. So it pretty much was bent straight up. I don't know, like it's quite a ways, but it was pretty much exactly the same on both sides, maybe a little bit more on this side, but it's like they hit something, like maybe a rock in the field, because it somehow didn't bend or touch the sway bar, but it dented this piece of the old frame, and then it bent this piece of the old frame back, and obviously bent this just a little bit here. But I mean, the front bumper's not even that bad, so it's really weird. It's like they maybe ran into like a cement block or something. So at least it didn't damage any of that stuff, and everything else looks really nice. So this hood's all good, but obviously it's all out to lunch because of the front structure that's all pushed up there. I do have a few little dings. Don't know what this is all about in the side or in the door, so I'll probably try to get this PDR'd. They should be able to push that out. Worst case scenario, I will have to probably just paint it, probably just blend this door. And I would like to paint both uni sides just because they kind of had it sitting in the dirt here and got the bottom all scraped up there. So, but besides that, it's actually, everything's in great shape. The box has no damage and everything else looks really good. So I pretty much now got to just figure out, I'm missing a few like the little plastic pieces, and then I'm gonna drop this radiator off to get looked at. And I think the intercooler is damaged, but the condenser is good. And then I need a little, there's another little like auxiliary radiator that's damaged, and I think I'll need that because I don't think it came with it, but it came with all the front bumper and all that stuff. And then for the interior, everything looks pretty darn good. Just need to change the steering wheel airbag, and it's really no damage. And I guess the front window needs to be changed. It's got these weird, really weird couple cracks in it, so I'm not sure what that's all about, but maybe looks like someone like hit it with a hammer maybe. But anyways, we're getting pretty close. And I just got the frame on Friday at about lunch, so I made, it's Sunday now, so I made pretty good progress. And I didn't really work on it too much Saturday morning, but yeah, it's kind of looking like a truck again. So I think that's going to be a wrap for this video. I'll get some more parts coming here tomorrow and a front structure, and then the next video will be on changing that front structure. And that's be a little bit of work, but they're not too bad to do now that I've done a few of them. I'll see if I was actually going to maybe try to find a used one, because if I get a used one, I can use all the fender brackets off it and everything, and it's just so much easier. But worst case scenario, they have one in stock in Edmonton, so it'll be here the next day. But I have so many white trucks here, and I got these ones all pretty close. And this one's the 24. There's a video coming on this one. I haven't posted that one yet, but anyways, that's gonna be a wrap for this video. And tune in for the next one. We'll get this diesel dually all fixed up here and take it for a cruise. Anyways, thanks for watching, and tune in for the next one. Peace. Is it bedtime? He's like, let's go to the house. Ready to go home? Yeah. Why you look so sore? It's a long day.